Well, it's certainly getting spicy or spicier. We've already seen accusations of fraud, threats of violence, and we've got a series of stories right now. I believe as the Democrats become increasingly more desperate, we may see more stories like this. I hope everybody stays safe, pays attention to what is going on, and takes this seriously. This is one story. A transgender Democrat has been arrested for threatening the life of Donald Trump. We also have a bomb threat at a Pennsylvania GOP office that had previously been swatted. And I think it's important to point out as well the lies. The desperation, I feel, is what is leading to the unhinged behavior. They have been repeatedly calling Donald Trump and his supporters Nazis and Hitler. And this is stochastic terrorism. As the left describes it, they are repeatedly saying, "Oh, won't someone rid me of this priest?" Well, what do you think happens when you say that over and over again? Take a look at this story from the Post-Millennial. Pennsylvania police have arrested a trans-identified male suspect on terrorism charges after allegedly threatening to kill former President Trump at his Penn State University rally on Saturday, the Lexington Herald leader reported. Paul J. Gavinonis, 74 of Spring Township, a registered Democrat who uses she/her pronouns, has been charged with misdemeanor counts of terroristic threats and disorderly conduct. Gavinonis was taken into custody on Friday and booked into the Center County Correctional Facility. Gavinonis is being held without bail. According to police charging documents, Gavinonis was apprehended while trying to obtain a parking pass at Penn State University on the day prior to Saturday's campaign rally. Gavinonis allegedly declared that they hate Donald Trump and then threatened the life and then mimicked a gun motion. Gavinonis also reportedly climbed on top of a tall building and yelled, "You can't take a gun in or the students will see," according to university police. Frankly, I hope somebody would I can't read this stuff. Wow. District Judge Stephen Lockman denied Gavinonis bail during Friday night's arraignment. The suspect is scheduled to appear in court on Wednesday for a preliminary hearing. It's unclear if Gavinonis was at Penn State to purchase a parking pass for Trump's rally. This is the latest threat against Donald Trump since the first assassination attempt and then the second thwarted and also the plot. Man. Then we got this one from the New York Post. Pennsylvania County GOP receives bomb threat 2 months after leader was swatted. I'll tell you what this is. It's desperation. They know they're in trouble. They know that they are losing, and this is as unhinged as they're going to get. Violence and threats. And this is why I've been telling you, my friends, I fear violence and the potential for civil war. I don't know what happens. Rudyard Lynch of What If Alt History believes that we're actually going to see the beginning of civil war following the election. I don't know if I believe that, though it is fair to say. Experts have stated, when I interviewed Eric Prince, it happens gradually, then suddenly. Everything's normal, then overnight, the power is out, communications are disrupted, and you don't know what's going on. So I'd like to just believe that everything's going to be fine. But as more and more evidence begins to emerge that Trump is on track to win, and we see more unhinged behavior like this is just the behavior to try and stop Trump from winning. What do you think happens when he does? Do you think they go, we tried. Guess we're done? I fear the worst. New York Post reports the local GOP in the critical Philadelphia suburb received a menacing bomb threat just 10 days out from Election Day. The Pennsylvania State Party confirmed the Montgomery County Republican Committee's headquarters got a threatening voicemail at 11:07 a.m. Saturday, so this is last week. Montgomery County GOP received a bomb threat this morning, adding to the increasing violence against GOP candidates, offices, and staff, it said. "We will stay focused. We will not be deterred." An attached statement describes the voicemail as an angry, profanity-laced bomb threat that follows a trend of threatening messages sent to Republican groups in Erie and Delaware counties in the last 2 months. A text sent to an Erie County Republican staffer last month began with an inquiry into being a poll watcher, but escalated to an unknown person sending death threats. That's crazy. They threatened to skin the person alive. The Pennsylvania GOP statement listed off a number of other recent threats, like protesters forcibly entering the Delaware County Republican headquarters and threats against the lives of its staff this month. An anonymous letter sent around to multiple GOP-connected individuals threatened, "Should your candidates win, we know where you live. You are in the database." It's right there in front of us. The bomb scare isn't the first time the Montgomery County GOP has been subject to anonymous threats. There is a series of what they call survivalist timeshares, I guess, Fortitude Ranch. They have called in their members. These are survival camps. Basically, they've got cabins, underground, somewhat to a degree underground quarters, emergency food. And these are places where you can go should the worst happen. They have put the call to their members. If you live in hotbed areas, it's time now to go to these facilities, to spend the week of the election, to wait to see what happens. But I got to tell you, it's not just the week. In 2020, in September, I had a prediction that Trump supporters, various groups, would storm the White House or something after November. I was wrong. It's not after November. It was January. They went to the Capitol. They broke in. They smashed windows. Rioting. Not good. I'm glad all of our politicians were able to evacuate safely, and only Trump supporters got hurt that day. It was a bad day. It's a bad riot. I don't know what happens, but I don't believe it's going to happen on election night because the news will have to sink in. There will be legal challenges, and who knows who's going to win. This is less than a week away. It's only a few days away that we are going to see this. And I tell you right now, my friends, they are getting desperate. Take a look at this video from CNN.
Like this 28%. So
let's start it over. Sorry.
28% of Americans, voters, think the country is going in the right direction, is on the right track. And I want you to put that into a historical perspective for you. Okay, what's the average percentage of the public that thinks that the country is on the right track when the incumbent party loses? It's 25%. That 25% looks an awful bit like that 28% up there. It doesn't look anything like this 42% doesn't look anything like this 28%. So the bottom line is, very few Americans think the country is on the right track at this particular point. It tracks much more with when the incumbent party loses than with it wins. In fact, I went back through history. There isn't a single time in which 28% of the American public thinks the country is going on the right track in which the incumbent party actually won. They always lose when just 28% of the country believes that the country is on the right track.
It is a hard, you are swimming upstream if you're trying to win.
So right now, 28% of those polled believe the country's on the wrong track, and this is the Cook Political Report aggregate. This is not a single poll. I agree. This country's on the wrong track for a variety of reasons. What CNN has just pointed out, when you have this low a number, the incumbent party loses, and they know it. I got another video for you. It's probably a bit louder that I want to play, and I want to show you the sheer desperation. Let's start. And I'm going to pause after every statement to debunk the lies. It's not just the fear of violence. Right now, they are lying at the top of, screaming lies at the top of their lungs, desperate to win. Well, I hope it doesn't work, but let's play.
Oh, I got too political? My bad. I just don't know if I'll be able to own a credit card without my husband's permission in 7 days.
In what reality? This is the video. They go, oh, I'm too political, insert insane, unhinged, paranoid delusion. In what reality has anyone proposed taking away women's rights to own credit cards? Ridiculous. This is just so far beyond paranoid delusion, it needs not to be addressed, because you know it's not reality.
Oh, did I get too political? My bad. I just don't know if I want to get rid of overtime in 7 days.
Get rid of overtime? Donald Trump said he wants to end taxing overtime. In what reality? Democrats made it up. It's fake. Donald Trump has said no taxes on overtime. But you know what? We're playing fact check. Let's pull it up. No taxes, overtime. Here we go from the Tax Foundation. Let's slide this one over. Trump's proposed overtime tax exemption would distort work decisions. Look at this. This is from the Tax Foundation. On Thursday, former President Trump proposed a blanket exemption for income tax for income earned from overtime work. Exempting overtime pay from tax would add to Trump's growing list of newly proposed tax cuts. So this is the Tax Foundation being critical of it. Why is this guy lying and saying Trump wants to get rid of overtime? Yeah, because they're desperate.
Oh, I've gotten too political? My bad. I just want to make sure I have access to birth control in 7 days.
Why would Republicans get rid of birth control? Are you talking about abortion as birth control? Well, Trump put it to the states. There's a fair argument on the dispute over abortion, but no one's proposing a ban on birth control.
Oh, I got too political? My bad. I guess I don't know if I'm going to be a U.S. citizen in 7 days.
Why would you not be a U.S. citizen? These people are beyond unhinged. I'm sorry. Paranoid, delusional state. I have been stating this for years now. Democrats exist in a paranoid, delusional state that does not reflect reality. No one is going to strip U.S. citizenship from U.S. citizens.
Oh, I got too political? My bad. I'm just worried I won't be able to love who I love in 7 days.
Where has anyone made a claim about not being able to love people? Well, seriously, what's the argument? Even if Republicans were trying to get rid of like Obergefell v. Hodges or whatever, I think that's the gay marriage one, you can still love whoever you want. But this is not happening. The only way that happens is if Democrats push this to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court overturns gay marriage, which I'm not convinced would happen. To be fair, that's the closest you may get if I'm making the argument for you. Donald Trump had a gay man in his cabinet. And Vivek Ramaswamy said at Madison Square Garden, the Republican Party supports gay marriage. Thank you and have a nice day. It's been that way for a long time. Here's more.
Did I get political? My bad. I just don't want my mother to be denied her health care because she has a pre-existing condition.
Oh, where's that one? Where is that one? Has Donald Trump said that he's going to remove protections? Nope, never happened. They make this stuff up.
I'm being too political. My bad. I'm just fighting for the future of my daughter.
What? So am I. Thank you and have a nice day. I have no idea what that argument even is. Here's a good one.
I got too political. My bad. It's just that I don't know if my family in Western North Carolina will be warned of the hurricane coming in 7 days when the National Weather Service is gone.
Like there's going to be no weather. No one's going to know what's going on. What is this argument? They're not going to tell me about a hurricane that's coming. Why would you not? There's numerous agencies tracking hurricanes. You don't need one government organization to do that. And, maybe Trump gets rid of it to a certain degree, but I don't even know that the National Weather Service is on the chopping block. To be fair, most government bureaucracy should probably go, but I'm pretty sure that's last on the list. But okay, I'll give you a little bit of that one.
Oh, I got too political? My bad. I don't want them to start rounding up immigrants to deport in 7 days.
Do you mean illegal immigrants? Well, I got bad news for yous. I got the bad news. Is this it right here? Do we have, here's Kamala Harris.
And when I am president, we will quickly remove those who arrive here unlawfully, prosecute the cartels, and give Border Patrol the support they so desperately need.
No. What, ma'am? With your Harris Walt sticker button. Did you not hear that Kamala Harris also is planning to deport everybody? But that's too bad. Oh, we got more.
Oh, I got too political? My bad. The only reason I have a daughter is because of IVF.
Who wants to get rid of IVF? Trump called himself the king of IVF. They're making this stuff up. Trump. Okay, here we go. Trump pro IVF. This is from months ago. Can these people bother to tell the truth one time? Trump says he wants to make IVF treatments paid for by the government or insurance companies if elected. So Trump is trying to expand access to IVF and you're voting against him?
Oh, I got too political? I just don't really want JD Vance tracking my periods in 7 days.
Come on. Does that one even need to be addressed? Who's doing that? That's the stupidest thing anyone ever said.
I got too political? My bad. I don't want Trump to take over the Board of Education, put in his lackeys, his loyalists, and have y'all continue to think that Puerto Rico is not a part of America.
Well, I don't know who thinks Puerto Rico is not part of America. Probably a lot of Democrats do, too. But I'd also like to point out, I've got good news for you. Trump is not going to take over the Department of Education with his lackeys. He's going to get rid of it. If your argument is that you don't want it to go, I'll accept that one. That's a legitimate argument. But you know what? Fair point.
Open the schools.
Oh, and that was it, huh? Well, as you can see, my friends, these people haven't done even the slightest bit of research into any of these things. They have no idea what they're talking about. And instead, what do we see? Unhinged lies, paranoid delusions. My favorite, of course, was the one who thinks that J.D. Vance is going to track her period. Is there a woman out there that genuinely thinks J.D. Vance is going to personally track their periods? Look, with Donald Trump, You're going to get government paid IVF. That's what he's advocating for. Why would you then lie? These people in this video, this is the desperation. Trump's going to get rid of overtime. Trump literally said he wants to exempt taxes on overtime. How would that get rid of overtime? Here we go.
My bad. I just want to make sure I have access to birth control in 7 days.
They live in this reality that they made up. They sit there making up problems, then getting terrified of them. It's that meme. Where's the meme of guy terrified by himself? It's where's that comic? Terrified by himself. I'm going to pull this one up. This exemplifies it. It's the one where the guy is what is it? Meme puts up monsters scared. Come on. There we go. There we go. We got it. We got the meme for you. There's always a meme. There's always a meme. Here it is. This is the Democratic Party. He says, He then hangs up a red curtain, draws monsters and puts fire, and then rolls on the ground, cowering before them. This is the reality of Democrats. These people in this video, probably just lying. I don't think these people are so stupid they don't know that they're lying. This guy right here definitely knows he's lying. They're intentionally lying to you because they are depraved, and this is what I would call evil. Good, in my opinion, would say, does Donald Trump want to get rid of IVF? Man, I'm not sure. Oh, here's NBC News where Trump is saying he wants free IVF treatments. Can you make an argument as to why Donald Trump wants to get rid of IVF now? And then you maybe will say like, well, run Republican. No, You're going to have to lay it out honestly and correctly. Because I can tell you this. You know, I was on Piers Morgan earlier in the week and I said, Donald Trump has articulated his plan. He says, I am going to get the economy back on track by deregulating the energy industry. This will reduce the cost of gas and fuel, which will make transportation of your goods cheaper, lowering the price. I say, okay, that's an argument. Maybe it won't work that way. I don't know, but Trump has articulated his position. Kamala Harris says, I come from a middle-class family, and I know about the struggles. And I'm like, yeah, okay, well, what are you going to do? That we don't hear. The choice is clear, my friends. We have chaos. We have violence. Criminals are being released from jails. Crime is through the roof. And when Trump correctly points out that crime is through the roof, David Muir on ABC's Debate says, actually, the FBI says it's down. And they were wrong. Well, they were right. The FBI said it was down, but then the FBI quietly updated its numbers to say, actually, it's up quite a bit. Almost 5 points, 5%. They lied about all of this. And then we see these stories. Poll workers' lives threatened. Bomb threats. Ballots being burned. Look, I think it's clear. I don't think Trump's perfect. I was asked, would it be a good thing if Republicans sweep everything? And I said, well, you know, there is often problems with single party rule. But in this regard, the Democrats have offered up nothing. And right now, the Republican Party is split between moderates and conservatives. And with that, I think there is some opportunity for actual good. You're not going to get a perfect Republican sweep in terms of policy, because even when you did have Republicans controlling everything, they didn't get a lot done because they're not like Democrats. I can't tell you what to expect. I can only tell you that things will likely get worse in the event that Kamala Harris wins and continues this path of insanity. The lengths the Democrats are willing to go are depraved. You've got people lying about policy, smearing innocent people, threatening violence. You had the Summer of Love riots. You have this willingness to engage and use violence, and then they blame Republicans. They blame the right. They blame conservatives. I'm done living this way. I'm done with it. I don't know what happens to this country if Kamala Harris actually wins. Do I think it'll be the apocalypse? No. Do I think it'll be civil war? We're on the track for something like that, the way things are going. Democrats have already stated that they will not certify the election if Trump wins. That's Jamie Raskin. He said this literally. He said, we will have civil war conditions, and the Democrats will tell the Trump supporters roaming the streets that Trump is ineligible for office under the 14th Amendment, and they will refuse to certify. Then what? Lawsuits are already happening. Mail-in votes are already being questioned. Courts are already issuing rulings. So what do we do? Right now, my friends, there is but one thing you need to do. Go vote. Red state, blue state, doesn't matter. If you're in a swing state, you go vote. Red state or blue state, you go vote. I don't care where you are, you vote. Trump has to win the national popular vote. The Electoral College is good, but winning the popular vote sends a message about the popular mandate. We reject what the Democrats are offering. We reject their unhinged policies. We want real change. This plan didn't work. The country's on the wrong track, and we will change it. I'm going to leave it there. Smash the like button, share the show with everyone you know. Follow me on X and Instagram at Timcast. We've got more segments coming up for today, but if you are watching this, perhaps you should tune over to youtube.com/Timcast, a different channel than this one, where you can watch, if you're watching when this just went up, I will be live on the Culture War podcast. Sam Cedar will be joining us, hopefully, assuming nothing happened, and it'll be fun. I don't know how it'll go. But this guy is a very lefty guy, and there's a lot to talk about, and it's right before the election. So it should be very interesting. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Stick around, and we'll see you all at 1 in the next segment.